Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Take a look at the woman in this before and after photo. You can see that her face looks more youthful in the picture on the right. Her skin is smoother, cheekbones look lifted. These are the results of an exciting new procedure called the Y-lift, or closed face lift. The treatment takes less than an hour, and there's usually no bruising or minimal bruising, and results last 2 years or more.
That's right. Dr. Deborah Manjoney is the medical director of the Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa, and she's here with more information on the special training that she got to be able to do the Y-lift. Right. So you're the one doing it.
I am the one doing it.
I love that because I think you're like the best. So, so what was this special training, and you can kind of explain how it works?
It's learning how to look at the face in a little bit different way, and to therefore inject filler in a little bit different way. And it's using a lot of filler, much more than we could typically afford to use at any one time. But it's to really rebuild the projections of the face, the pillars of the face, as they're called. Okay. And so it's the cheekbones and the jaw. So it's the mandible, which is the lower jaw, and the axilla, the upper jaw, and really looking at those areas, and the chin, to bring those forward again. Instead of, a lot of times in the way we were taught to do fillers, and through the years we've kind of adjusted, there is, first we started just filling in this, and then we were taught to fill the mid-face, but a lot of times people do too much in the mid-face, and it makes it too horizontal, or too much like apples in their cheeks.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
People look a little chipmunky on them.
You can see it on stars.
Yes. I was going to say, look at Hollywood.
That's right. And they're overdone.
Yes.
And this is totally not being overdone at all. It's using a great deal of filler as far as number of syringes, for instance.
That's pretty.
However, now this is one of my staff.
Okay, because she looks so young to me, and I wanted you to address that.
She disliked her chin and her jawline. She never had a jawline because she has, just by genetics, she has a little bit more fullness under her chin. Yeah. And so we were able to elongate that and really give her a much more defined jawline, and she loved it.
Gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. And that makes the point.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Look at that.
Same thing here. Another one of my staff. And we were able to, again, just really rebuild that lower jaw, do a little filler in the cheeks, just to regain that youthfulness. And so, they're really happy with it. I'm really happy with it.
Oh, wow.
Another staff member.
So it almost pulls up the jowls a little.
It does. Now, if you have really, if the jowls are too heavy, you might have to do something first, like some Kybella or something to get rid of the jowls, or some cool sculpting. But then you can work with what's left, so you're not leaving them with a real heavy look. Right. And it does pull up the jowls. It pulls up the neck. And it really, as I said, in the upper cheeks, the upper face, really gives it a much more natural look.
So I think people are going to wonder, does it hurt? How long does it take?
Right.
Where do you make incisions?
No incisions.
What else is involved?
Okay, so there are no incisions at all. We do a few little tiny injections of numbing just at the spot where I'm going to enter with a needle to use a cannula. Now, cannula means it's a blunt-tipped kind of a needle type thing. It's a longer instrument that has a blunt tip. So we're not injuring vessels as we go in, so there's much less risk of any kind of bruising at all doing this. And so they just have the few little injections of the numbing medicine, and then I go through those same spots to put the filler in where we want it and to build the face the way we want.
How does someone look after this, say, the next day, the next week?
The next day they look great. They have to come back in the next day so we can actually set the filler where we want it, because we're injecting it in a much deeper plane. It's all between the muscle and the bone. And so we're able to actually form the bone, because the bone loss is what we really see as we age and what changes the shape of our face. I mean, when we're young, we actually have more of a rectangular look to our face. And as we get older, that becomes more oval, or, and we're talking about just the structure of the face. Not everyone has different shaped face when you look at them, but also there's a lot of similarities in faces, and that's what we have to look at. And so what we're trying to do is restore that youthful, more of a rectangular look by getting that jawline out more, restoring the bone that we've lost, and it really makes a huge difference in how somebody looks.
How long does it last?
It lasts at least 2 years.
Wow.
At least 2 years. I mean, we've seen pictures of the person who developed this technique.
And it won't shift or move
no,
or anything?
No, it doesn't shift or move at all.
Yeah.
Who, people at 3 years are saying, I'm looking at them, how much better they look from the day they started. Yeah. It's incredible.
So people maybe sometimes wonder, what is it you're injecting into my skin, into my body? Does it, worried about it dissolve? And are there any risks, or is it harmful?
So this is the hyaluronic acid filler filler line. It's the Allergan filler line of the Juvederm products.
yeah.
That's all we're using for this. And so we're using Voluma and we're using Juvederm Ultra Plus. And if they need something else in their lips or under their eyes or something, we're using just hyaluronic acid fillers, so it can all be dissolved. So if there is something somebody doesn't like, we can dissolve it with our enzyme that dissolves that product.
So you can almost reverse it if you don't like something, you can reverse it.
Yes.
And because there's a big amount of it, this is less expensive than just doing that amount of filler.
Because I am part of this organization that does the Y lift, we are able to get our pricing to a point where we can do the whole thing. It's a procedure. It's not by syringe.
Okay.
That's cool.
I know you're going to do complimentary consultations to see who is a good candidate and go over kind of the expectations of the result that you could have. But here's how you do that. You call for an appointment at 262-746-9088 or WIMedispa.com. Again, Dr. Manjoney is the one doing it, so you'll meet with her and her staff and decide.
And this really is exciting.
Yeah,
we've seen some
it's pretty cool.
incredible results.
Thanks
Good
for sharing.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.